Mississippi River has yet to crest here at Baton Rouge, but already some folks are looking ahead to the economic fallout of the potential flood. Joining us now with this week's Bottom Line is Neil Melancon. And Neil, we know that the flooding in Arkansas cost Arkansas farmers there about $500 million. What could the potential fallout here in Louisiana be if things don't go according to plan?
Well, Mike, of course, we won't know the real tally of the damage until later on this summer. However, I can touch on a couple of points brought up earlier in our program. Avery told you how we'd see more than 12,000 acres of farmland lost here in Louisiana, some of which is just heartbreakingly close to harvest and some of which was almost ready to be planted. A quick breakdown of the crops shows that losses for just about every commodity will occur we grow here in Louisiana, but soybeans are taking the brunt of that blow, and that figure does not include the amount of beans lost from the potential double cropping with the wheat that is already being harvested here in Louisiana. Of course, Farm Bureau and other ag groups will try to get both crop insurance benefits as well as ad hoc disaster money to offset these losses. It's an uphill battle, though, as one, most of this land is a high risk to begin with, and two, Washington is already eyeing government payments to farmers for cuts, so adding additional money will be a tough sell at this time of the soaring national debt. Now, the real bottom line in all of this is what happens when the river shuts down to barge traffic, as Jay Grimes touched on earlier. The economic toll on Louisiana will be the loss of wages for everyone involved in the shipping industry, from riverboat captains to grain elevators. And further, it will create a backlog of shipping, which means higher barge basis figures for commodities locally. Freight will still have to be shipped, though, which means more trucks on the road and an immediate effect on gas prices going upwards, as well as an increase in the cost of the goods involved. So while we can measure the direct loss of the farmland, the real fallout from this will be longer lasting and harder to measure. If there's a bright spot in all of this, it's not happening during the main harvest time, Mike, and the shutdown will hopefully only last a week or two.
Neil, you are correct. Let's keep our fingers crossed that the river traffic does not shut down, because it would be a tremendous economic loss, not only for us here in Louisiana, but across the country. Neil Melancon, thanks. And remember, you can listen to any of Neil's reports on the Louisiana Farm Bureau radio network. For a list of stations where you can tune in or listen online, just click on over to our website, twilatv.org, and look for the LFB radio link on the left side of the home page. That does it for this edition of This Week in Louisiana Agriculture. Next week, we'll continue our flood watch coverage with reports all along the Mississippi and the Atchafalaya rivers. Also, we'll head back into Holly Clegg's Trim and Terrific Kitchen, where Holly and AJ are cooking up another terrific Louisiana dish. Until then, you can watch any of our stories online. You know the address, twilatv.org. For all of us here at This Week in Louisiana Agriculture, I'm Michael Dana. Thanks so much for joining us, everybody. Hope to see you again right here next week.